I actually heard that he actually ended up getting fired because he went crazy after he got exposed.
Have women used sex as a way to get favor from CEOs as far as like, hey, I need either something in here or I need, whatever they need. Do they use it as a weapon or they use it as favor? Yeah.
I worked in the commissary in Carswell, and there was actually a boss in commissary that had relationships with his workers in commissary, and he would bring them outside gifts, and they would have these different watch bands, and you'd be like, oh, how'd you get that watch band? You know what I'm saying? And it was known, you know what I'm saying? But it was, I don't even know. It was known against the women, but women really didn't talk about it, or nobody did anything about it. I mean, I think I actually heard that he actually ended up getting fired because he went crazy after he got exposed for being in a relationship with an inmate. But it's definitely common.
What about CEOs? Did you ever get a chance to befriend a CEO? Like, they'll just become real cool. Like,
there are some CEOs that, you go into office, you talk to, and my counselor, Mr. Franklin, was actually, his name's Donald Franklin. He's retired now, but he was my counselor on the inside and my counselor on the outside, and he was the most amazing. I used to go in there and sing Amazing Grace to him all the time. I used to go in there and chop it up, talk to him, and he was just the coolest guy. He was a personal trainer, so he used to do exercise classes and exercise programs. But he was probably the officer that I got the closest to. He was amazing.
Now, you said you used to, sing to blow off steam. I know male prisons have talent shows in state. Did they do that?
Yeah.
Where you could have time to go show, your skills? How did those go? And did you always kind of jump in if you had time?
Yep, absolutely, always. We always went in there. I always did the talent shows. I did the shows. We put on shows for the kids. I was talking about the holiday shows or whatever. I was always involved in that. They even had live bands come in sometimes and play music for us while we were all sitting outside. I was always involved in anything that had to do with singing.
What would you say was the craziest contraband you've seen smuggled in, or someone maybe somehow got in?
A dildo.
They got a dildo in there? Yeah. That worked, or just a regular?
It worked. No, it was an actual dildo. It was unfortunately passed around.
I want to ask, how does one get a dildo in there? But
you got it through visitation. I don't know how you did it, but you got it in there.
Jeez. Did you ever serve time with anyone of noteworthy, as far, I don't want to say celebrities, but anyone that a name that people may know, maybe related to someone or?
So nobody famous. I served time with a few murderers behind the fence that were on Snapped. And I can't remember the names, but they did episodes of Snapped. They did have this in FMC Carswell is the only federal prison that has maximum security for women. So there were a lot of more famous women back there. There was some terrorists back there that we had threats of them coming to get her. So there are more famous people. There's a lot of child molesters in FMC Carswell because they have a child molesting program there that they supposed to rehabilitate or whatever.
Give me your thoughts on that. We see a lot of, let's just say, teachers that might have been sleeping with a 15-year-old student, having a relationship for maybe a year, months, or whatever it was, and they end up doing time for it. What are your thoughts on a 26-year-old teacher sleeping with a 15-year-old boy and getting X amount of time?
I don't think they get enough time. I mean, there were girls that got 3-year sentences for selling their young daughter or son to somebody, to some man, or videotaping, their boyfriend going down on their 3-year-old son, and they have a 5-year sentence. And I'm sitting in here on a drug charge. Most women are sitting there on drug charges with 20, 30-year sentences. They don't get enough time. I mean, it's terrible. Some of the story, it's disgusting. And you wouldn't think that women, you don't think of women as child molesters. You think of more so of child molesters as men. But there are some women in there that did some pretty gruesome things, and they just got these little old sentences.
How do you know of the crimes they did? Is it something that's just told, or is it paperwork?
No, we know. Yeah, we know.
We asked this question as far as for you, or to all people that kind of visit the show. What is a sound that still, I don't want to say haunts, but if that's the word that fits, what is a sound in prison that still haunts you to this day, if anything?
A sound, gosh. It's maybe not a sound, but it's noise. So, like in a crowd of people, like a lot of people, because it's always so loud in prison. Like it's always people talking, conversating. There's not a quiet moment. It's always talking and noise. So whenever I like go somewhere where there's a lot of like a lot of people talking or a lot of noise, it's like it kind of triggers me. It's hard for me to be around because it's just, you never get a quiet moment when you're in prison.
As far as the from going to state to feds, can you explain the difference as far as just kind of give us a visual outlay of what the cells look like with the doors? I mean, just kind of break down as far as from feds to state.
Yeah. So depending upon like where you go in state, of course, most prisons, they have rooms that you can go into, and then they have big day rooms. Like I said, there's no air conditioning though in state at all. And as far as, I went to one facility where it was so nice. And we had like cubicles. Each woman had their own cubicles and everything in there. But in the feds, it's pretty much, one big open room, and they're all different, but FMC Carswell is one big open room. And then there's 4-man cells, like upstairs, downstairs, no doors though. They're open. Then you have a day room with 4 TVs, and then you have a shower area with doors that you can actually close. So that was nice because a lot of most prisons, they don't have that. At most prisons, you have to take a shower right next to somebody in their naked body. And they had bathroom stalls that you could close too. So that was nice. When I went to the camp's like an old hotel. So you're in a room, like a motel room with 6 other women. You got a lot more freedom. You can move around there. You can go. We had a lake that we could go walk around the track. It was a lot different. So depending upon where you are, it's a lot different. The feds are, like I said, they're just a lot nicer. Than you get fruit every day. You get, the food's good. The medical care, like they were talking about earlier, the medical care is much better in the feds. Yeah.